morning, children. So today I am present with the same lesson, Evans tries an O level. And this is the fourth part of the same lesson. So let's start. Jackson quickly reassured him, and bending down the landing, thumb flicked the catches on the suitcase. Jackson reassured him. Means, who was reassured by Jackson? Jackson reassured McLeary. Children, you remember that in the previous class, I had told you that according to order of governor, Jackson was frisking the clothes of McLeary. While frisking his clothes, he found something hard. Then McLeary told him that he had his reading glasses. So Jackson here tries to console him, assure him. Jackson told him that no problem, don't worry. And then bending down, kneeling down, the landing of the stair, the horizontal surface of the stair, he flipped the catches on the suitcase. Catches means locks. He unlocked the suitcase. He opened the suitcase using his thumb. Who? Jackson. He picked up each envelope in turn, carefully passed his palms along their surfaces, and seemed satisfied. Then one by one, each and every envelope he picked up, and he just put his palm on the surface of each envelope to see if there was something hidden. But he didn't find anything. By now, everything was right. He rifled cursorily through a few pages of Holy Writ and vaguely shook the Church Times. Cursorily means quickly. Rifled means turned over. He turned over the pages of Holy Writ. Holy Writ means Bible. He turned over the pages of Bible very quickly. He shook the newspaper, the Church Times, but still he didn't get anything, and he was satisfied. But one of the objects in McLeary's suitcase was puzzling him sorely. But there was something in his suitcase which confused Mr. Jackson surely, extremely, very much. Do you mind telling me why you have brought this, sir? He held up a smallish, semi-inflated rubber ring, such as a young child with a waist of about 12 inches might have struggling into. You thinking of going for a swim, sir? What was the thing? It was a semi-inflated ring. It was a ring which was half filled with air. And the ring was so small that even a child with 12 inches waist couldn't get into that ring. To see this ring, Jackson sarcastically, with sarcasm, told McLeary that, sir, why have you brought it? If after invigilation duty you have to go for swimming. Actually, this was only his sarcasm, because the ring was so small that even a child couldn't get into it. So this was his bitter sarcasm. McLeary's hitherto amiable demeanor was slightly ruffled by this tasteless little pleasantry, and he answered Jackson somewhat sourly. If you must know, I suffer from hemorrhoids, and when I am sitting down for any length of time. McLary's behavior, children demeanor means behavior, attitude, was by now friendly. But is this friendly behavior was ruffled, disturbed, disordered due to the joke, gentleman's joke, bitter joke, cruel joke, sarcasm of Jackson. And he told, "Sir, actually I am suffering from hemorrhoids, means piles. So I have problem in sitting for a long time. So whenever I have to sit for a long time, then first I place this ring on the chair and then I sit." "Very sorry, sir. I didn't mean to." The embarrassment was still reddening Jackson's cheeks when he found the paper knife at the bottom of the case. "I think I had better keep this though, if you don't mind, that is, sir." When Jackson heard that he was suffering from hemorrhoids, Jackson felt sorry. He felt embarrassed, ashamed. His cheeks became red. Redden. Children, this is verb. Red is adjective and redden verb. Redden means to become red. His cheeks become red due to embarrassment. But again he found something. That was paper knife. He told McLeary that, "Sorry sir, if you don't mind, then I will have to remove it." It was 9:18 a.m. before the governor heard their voices again, and it was clear that the examination was going to be more than a little late in getting underway. Now it was 9:18 a.m. But still the conversation from Evans's cell was going on. So the governor thought it means exam was going to be little late, because exam was to be started from 9:15 a.m. and now it was 9:18 a.m. But still the governor could listen to the conversation from Evans's cell. So he thought that the exam would be little late. "McLeary, you have got a watch?" "Evans, yes sir." "McLeary, I'll be telling you when to start, and again when you have 5 minutes left. All right." Silence. "McLeary, there's plenty more for this writing paper, should you need it." Silence. Now the governor heard conversation between McLeary and Evans. McLeary told Evans that, "I'll tell you when you have to write the exam, and just 5 minutes before I'll tell you when you have to stop writing." Again McLeary told him that, "I have a lot many extra sheets, supplementary sheets. If you need, you will tell me." "McLeary, now write the name of the paper 0211 in the top left hand corner." Silence. "McLeary, in the top right hand corner, write your index number 313, and in the box just below that, write your center number 271. All right." Then McLeary instructed Evans where he has to write index number, paper name, and center code. He told him, McLeary told Evans that on the top of left hand corner, he has to write the paper name. That was 0211. And McLeary told that on the top of right hand corner, he has to write index number. That was 313. And just below the index number, there was a box. In that box, he was supposed to write center code, center number, that was 271. Silence. 9:20 a.m. "McLeary, I am now going to? Evans is not going to stay here, is McLeary. I don't know about that. Stephens, Mr. Jackson's given me strict instructions to. Evans, how am I supposed to concentrate on my exam with someone breathing down my neck? Cries, sorry sir, I didn't mean. Now it was 9:20 a.m. and McLeary told that now I am going to. But he couldn't complete his sentence. Maybe he was going to tell that now I am going to invigilate you, you can write your exam. But he couldn't complete his sentence. And Evans told McLeary that if he pointed towards Stephens, if Stephens will be standing here all the while during the whole exam. Then Stephens told that I have been instructed by Jackson that I have to stand here. I have to watch you continuously. To this, Evans told that if somebody will be standing just near to me and he will be watching me all the time, I can lose my concentration. I cannot write well. And then he told Stephens, sorry sir, I don't want to insult you. I don't mean to insult you. The governor reached for the phone. Jackson, good. Get Stephens out of that cell. Will you? I think we are perhaps overdoing things. As you wish, sir. Governor then went to the phone. He called Jackson and he told Jackson that Jackson, please ask Stephens to come out of the cell. He will be watching him, but he will be watching, he will be careful from outside his cell. And the governor also told that maybe we are overacting. We are taking much precaution. Then Jackson told, okay sir, as you like. The governor heard the exchanges in the cell, heard the door clang once more, and heard McLeary announce that the examination had begun at last. Then the governor heard from Evans's cell, locking the door, unlocking the door, exchanges of something. It means Stephens would have gone out of the cell, he would have closed the door again. So these kinds of sounds governor heard. McLeary announced that the examination had begun at last, and at last McLeary announced that this is exam time. It was 9:25 a.m. and there was a great calm. So the exam started at 9:25 a.m. means 10 minutes late. At 9:40 a.m. the examination board rang through and the assistant secretary with a special responsibility for modern language asked to speak to the governor. The examination had already started, no doubt, a quarter of an hour ago. Yes, well, there was a correction slip which some fool had forgotten to place in the examination package. Very brief. Would the governor please? Yes, of course. I'll put you straight through to Mr. Jackson in doing. Hold the line a minute. At 9:40 a.m., the governor got a call from the examination board. But this was not the call of secretary. This was the call of assistant secretary. The assistant secretary told governor that I think the examination has started. Then governor told, yes, of course, examination has started 15 minutes before. Then the assistant secretary told that by mistake, the correction slip is left. The correction slip was to be sent also with the question paper, but it was not sent. So if the governor can do any help, can do any favor, then governor told, yes, why not? The governor told that I transfer your call to Mr. Jackson, the senior officer of DUing. Was this the sort of thing the governor had feared? Was the phone call a fake? some signal, some secret message, but he could check on that immediately. He dialed the number of the examinations board, but heard only the staccato blips of a line engaged. But then the line was engaged, wasn't it? Yes, not very intelligent, that. But after that, the governor had some doubts. The governor thought that maybe this phone call was fake. Maybe this was only the signal. This was only the secret message by Evance's any friend. So he thought that he should check it. And he dialed the number of examination board. But he could only hear the engaged tone. Then he assured himself. He thought that maybe it was his doubt only, and he also thought that this is not the wise way to check it. 2 minutes later, he heard some whispered communications in the cell, and then McLeary's broad escort's voice. After 2 minutes, he heard, first of all, some whispered voice. Maybe Jackson was telling something to McLeary in his low voice. And then he heard the loud voice of McLeary. So that's all, children. Thanks.